Hello, my name is Victor Solis. I'm the head baseball coach at Paradise Valley Community College, located in Phoenix, Arizona. We participate in the National Junior College Athletic Association. We're technically Division II junior college, but we do compete in our conference against some Division I junior colleges. There are 14 teams in our conference, and the top four Division II teams that finish in the regular season standings will make the playoffs. And then there's two best of three series with the ultimate winner making it to our World Series, which is located in Enid, Oklahoma. The first 5 years of our program, we were actually in the playoffs with going to the World Series one time. Our program started in 2009 with our first season. Our practice dates, we have fall baseball, and our practice dates, we generally start right around the middle of August, which is the first day of class, and we'll go until November 15th most years. And then we are able to start our spring practice in January 10, and that includes 56 games in the spring, and hopefully it ends with the trip to the World Series. Our recruiting, the high majority of our recruiting does take place in the fall. We generally don't start our recruiting until the middle of October, and hopefully by the time the end of November rolls around, we're done with our recruiting and filling our immediate needs that we know we're going to have. And then the brunt of our recruiting after that will take place in the spring, which, quite frankly, is probably about 70% of our recruiting. 70% of our roster is comprised of guys that we end up recruiting in the spring out of high school baseball, and they end up making our team and playing a whole bunch for us. So the spring is actually our biggest time of recruiting, although we do start in the fall with that recruiting. Some of our season highlights, obviously, is in 2010 we made it to the NJCA World Series in Enid, Oklahoma, and finished fifth in the country, and that's obviously one of the first things that we do talk about. But quite frankly, one of the most important things, and I don't know if it's a season highlight, but a highlight of our baseball program, is all of our alumni. Our alumni, 100% of our guys have been offered an opportunity to go on and play collegiate baseball at a four-year university. Not all of them have chosen to do so. We've had four guys up to this point who have decided to not go on and play, but 100% of our guys have had a chance to go on and play, and that's one of the things that I'm most proud of our baseball program. Academically, it's a very serious aspect to our baseball program, to our athletic department in general. Every one of our coaches has a bachelor's degree, with two of us having master's degrees and one other coach working on his master's degree. So academics is taken extremely serious. We have two faculty who are mentors to our baseball players throughout the school year. We have progress reports that are sent out throughout each semester, 3 times a semester to be exact. And then we also have our study hall, which we call pastime, and pastime is 2 hours a week minimum that our players have to have in the fall and the spring, and they're not required to do the study hall their sophomore year, provided their GPA is above a 3.0. And that's our study hall, and that's real important. Each week I get a report on who has done their time, and if guys fall short, we take appropriate action, obviously. Our scholarship info is different than most people across the country. Our budget is extremely small compared to most people who we compete against. Our district provides us partial scholarships of $325 per semester, and we only have 15 of those. And then our athletic department fundraises for 15 scholarships of 3 books per semester, and that's what we're able to offer out to fill out our roster of players who are on scholarship. Now, the other thing is we're only allowed to scholarship in-state student athletes. For out-of-state athletes, we're not allowed to scholarship unless you're from the western part of the country, and we have a WUYA program, and the WUYA program is in-state tuition plus a half per credit hour, and that's what it would cost for someone from the western United States. So it's a substantial savings compared to out-of-state, but yet there's no baseball scholarship that we're able to offer to any out-of-state student or international student for that matter. Our strength and conditioning program is a program that I think is one of the strengths of our program. We lift as a team 3 times a week in the fall, and in the spring we lift 2 times a week. But most of our players are heavy into the weightlifting, heavy into the strength and conditioning, and they'll weight lift 4 days a week. Some will lift 5 days a week, and that includes pitchers as well. We kind of give them their choice, but the minimum is 3 times a week in the fall, 2 times a week in the spring. If they do lift more days than our requirement, we'll provide workouts for them to follow, and obviously they're going to follow a different plan as they're doing a different schedule. But most of our guys are serious about the strength and the conditioning, as it is one of the biggest weaknesses that incoming freshmen have, and not so much the strength of actually being able to lift a certain amount of poundage, but the strength to be able to endure our practice schedule, our game schedule of that everyday grind due to the heat, and every day we're out on the field for numerous amount of times, and then quite frankly the intensity of our conference games, as this conference is one of the best in the country. Our facilities, in my opinion, is the best junior college facility in the Southwest. Our field is well kept. We have a full-time grounds crew that takes care of our field, and we oversee it every year. And we have cages. Our bullpen has 4 mounds. Our visitors' bullpen has 2 mounds, and I believe it to be one of the best playing surfaces in the entire Southwest. Our coaching staff, I think, is second to none as well. I believe that we have the best coaching staff in junior college baseball, mainly because of the assistant coaches that I have. They're all very experienced. Randy Ford, who is our hitting coach, is, in my opinion, one of the best hitting coaches in the country right now at any level. Dave Brennan, who is our pitching coach, has coached an unbelievable number of players from high school up to our guys who have continued on into Division I college baseball and into the professional ranks, and obviously all the way into the big leagues. And then we have 2 young coaches who are very, very good coaches that are going to have very, very long careers in the coaching industry, in Corey Peralta and in Kurt Kittle. So I one of the luckiest head coaches around, that technically, if I stay out of the way, we're going to be a pretty well coached program. Some of the achievements of our program, as I mentioned, we've made the playoffs numerous years in our short existence, and then the placement of our players beyond Paradise Valley Community College to the 4-year schools, is second to none in my opinion, as 100% of our players have been offered that opportunity to go on and play. So hopefully this answers a lot of your questions and gives you some detailed information on Paradise Valley Community College. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.